Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Ha! Good evening, boys. How are you?
I'm good.
And good
Excellent.
evening, fans. Nice to have you with us. I wonder who's going to be first today. Everybody, welcome to another round of the Heikadelic Show.
I know what's going to be first.
Who?
No, what?
What? We missed it last week, buddy. We so missed it. Cheers.
Oh, nice and cool. Yeah, I got these cups. They're called Contigo.
Contigo.
Yeah, and you put ice in them, and I've had ice last 2.5 days.
Yeah.
And just sitting there.
They're trying to outdo the Yeti, are they?
Well, I know Yeti's pretty good as well, but these things are crazy. I mean, and I think you can get them just about anywhere now, but I have a few of them. And I'll leave the lid off, and the ice is still at the bottom. The drink is gone, but the ice is still there.
Yeah.
After a couple of days.
I've had these too. I'll finish a drink. Like I got mine right here with a drink in it, right? And I'll finish it, and I'll just put it on the counter. In the morning, I'll get up and open it, and it's still full of ice. It's amazing.
Sandra,
number one.
So
good job, Sandra.
I've got this ice cold. See the frost on that?
Yep.
Frosty.
Nice.
Just amaretto, but got these in Niagara Falls at Gretzky's.
Oh yeah, that's Gretzky's whiskey there, 99.
Yeah, he does. They do wine and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yep.
So you know what, George? Since we missed it last week, I think you need to play it again.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
Oh, wrong.
Oh, you got to play it again. All right.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers. George. All right. I feel better now. Okay. Thanks, buddy.
No problem. Anytime.
I know we put you on the spot there. We never make you do it twice in a row.
No. That's okay. I need the practice.
So where's our co-host today?
I don't know.
He's a no-show.
Yeah, which is kind of concerning.
Yeah.
Let me give him a call.
Yeah. All right.
Mute here for a minute.
Make sure he's okay.
Yep.
Look at that, George. It's being you again.
The dynamic duo.
Yeah. So how was your little away trip there last week?
Well, it wasn't. That's where my son lives. I just popped over and back in. I was just dropping some stuff off. So it wasn't like a sightseeing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just there and back.
But a bit of a family visit.
Yeah, I went on my own, so just take some stuff over that he'd left.
Yeah,
so, for the girls.
Right
yeah, and but yeah, Kingston. Yeah, I used to go nearly every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Before COVID, I guess you would say. To go over every couple of weeks, see the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy AJ used to live out in Kingston, so I used to frequent the place.
Yeah, it's a nice town. City, I should say.
Do you remember at all a place called the Hoagie House? in Kingston? There was 2 of them.
No.
So, guys, Derek, and he mentioned this, but I guess it slipped our mind. He's going to dial in from the road because his band is actually touring right now.
How do we forget?
You're in the East Coast, right?
Yeah, that's right. He said he was leaving. I just didn't know if he was going to be on the show or not.
Yeah, he's just running a bit late, so
That's okay.
He'll pop in from the road and say hello, anyways.
Right on.
And that's awesome. Like I know Derek's not a youngster, but he is, I guess, compared to us. But he's it's good to be able.
Yeah, he's the puppy compared to us.
Yeah, well, I think he just ages well, right? Like, because we're basically about the same age, I believe. So, yeah, but I work out. He doesn't really work out. So, here's Kathy. Hey,
Hi, Kathy. Yeah, so like I was saying, in Kingston, the Hoagie House was the sub shop.
Okay.
And they made the best freaking subs I have ever had at a sub shop.
Yeah.
And my buddy AJ, was his grandma's. She owned the business. His grandma owned the business.
Is it still operational?
I don't know. I haven't been to Kingston in quite a while. But they had this one that was called the cheesesteak, and it had like shaved steak. I mean, a ton of meat on it. It was just, oh my God, they were so delicious.
I remember going to see the Tragically Hip at a bar, and then we got pretty hammered in Kingston. And somehow I remember having that later in the day next day around for lunch, but it was breakfast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. They called them hoagies. They didn't call them subs.
Hoagies. And grinders.
So it's the Hoagie House. Yeah.
Hoagies and grinders, navy beans. Wasn't that an Adam Sandler song? Lunch Lady?
Yeah. If anybody's out there from Kingston and if they know the Hoagie House is still around, let us know.
Yeah, let us know for sure. Yeah. In fact, it's funny you mentioned that because in the next couple of weeks I'll be needing to go to Kingston for, to pay the rent, my day job, whatever that brings me. I guess I'll have to get my. Was just advised today that I might have to do some touring out west a bit. So, yeah.
What, with the day job or the band?
No, the day job. So the band is interesting. So the Maniacs, of course, I'm almost ready to schedule something for that, and then Lou from the band and I are going to do a cover thing with some local musicians. So it should be pretty good. But that, I guess I got to host the jam out of the house here. So, so we're going to do that, I think, beginning of August 10th, somewhere around there. Which can't be August 10th because I'm supposed to see Motley Crue in Buffalo. So
that's a Wednesday.
Yeah. So I sadly scheduled that jam on that date, so I'm going to have to move it or get rid of the tickets.
That's just 4 days away from the big reveal.
Motley Crue or jamming with the boys? Sorry, boys.
That's a couple days before the 14th, like George is saying.
Yeah, well, that's the benefit of seeing them before, whatever happens.
Might be too late, yeah.
Yeah.
Before the apocalypse. Yeah.
Interesting fact, I was at my friend's cottage yesterday, and they mentioned that they said something about last week's show. And I said, well, I didn't notice you were on it. And she says, well, no, I'm on it a lot. And what I'll do is if I'm cleaning the house or whatever, I just put it up on the big screen and, listen to you guys or watch you guys, whatever. But I'm often on there. And she was explaining what we were talking about on the show last week. And then she commented on, I guess I came on one time and I had a really bad sunburn. So, but what was curious about that was we don't see people that don't interact with the show. So if you have the show up, it's not, we don't know you're there unless you say hi or interact.
And that's all you got to say is hi, cheers, anything like that. And we'll know you're there.
We'll know you're there. So we got Derek here. He's in his. Are you in your tour bus, Derek, or what are you doing? Bro?
Yeah. We're here. Yeah. Hey. I'm all by
Are you driving?
Shit, I've got the steering wheel in here.
Keep your hands on the wheel and
driving the Winnebago. Here we go.
I'm not driving. I'm not driving. I'm parked. We're at a park. I decided to come on here so you don't get to see all the debauchery out back, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I can almost smell that van. It's got to, it's got to be. I saw a couple of your posts, so
I've been driving with sandals on. You should smell these puppies.
Jeez. I bet.
Yeah, I bet. Are they the same ones you use on your kick drum?
Yeah. As soon as I finish playing with sweaty feet,
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
So, how's it going, guys?
So, how's the tour going so far, buddy?
Good. We finished last night. So I'm actually just made it to Ontario. We did 11 hours today. And
sounds like you're talking through the ass end of a broken guitar.
There you go.
Okay, let me get a better situation here.
All right. You're breaking up, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows where he is, what kind of connection he's got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when Johnny No Cash calls in. I mean, sometimes you're out in the middle of the connections aren't the greatest.
Yeah.
You know what though? I found out something today, which is really neat. So the land I said I got up north.
Yes.
Turns out, like, I did some research on gold deposits, and that has major like they found massive nuggets, right?
Yep.
I'm anxious to get up there.
Well, let's get her done, man. You got to get your butt up there, get your vehicle all tuned up, and drive up there and camp out and check out the place.
Yep. No, she's pretty much good to go now. So
yeah.
So Sandra says hi, Derek.
Yeah.
Derek.
So, Derek must be in outer space.
A space station. Yeah.
So on my phone, when I call Derek, it says Derek Magnum.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's something to do with his work. But and then I had it, I guess it was, my phone was sitting out. So somebody says to me, do you have a friend named Magnum? You really have a friend named Magnum? And I said, oh, you mean Derek Magnum. So just
hey,
on
something
called Derek, it came up with Magnum, right?
What do you think? Do I have like a Herman Munster haircut, or is that just the German square?
Actually do.
The German square head. Like look at this line. Look at that.
Exactly.
It's almost perfect.
Yeah, but it's not symmetrical. You have to hold it. Yeah.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, you want to hear something funny though? I don't know if we can play this. I'll see if I can find the video, but Rob Zombie and his wife have just finished production of The Munsters, which is getting released or re-release in September as a movie.
Yes.
So of course, Rob's done some pretty scary films, but with some kind of satire and comedy, like The Devil's Rejects and all of that, which are pretty gory movies actually. But his wife, she was an actress in all of those movies, and then of course now in The Munsters, she's oh gosh, what's her name? The well, she's the wife. Wife. She's kind of like a
Natasha something. I don't know. The wife.
Yeah, Letitia. No, or is
Morticia?
No,
she's
Morticia.
It's Adam's family, right?
Yeah, Adam's family is Morticia. Let me look it up, and then I'll get some facts because Derek.
I saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
So there's Marilyn Munster was actually the hot-looking daughter, right? She was the blonde kind of Marilyn Monroe. Lily Munster.
That was a kid.
Phoebe. And Paul Lynde was Dr. Dudley. Who else? Eddie Munster was Butch Patrick. I remember Eddie Munster, of course, but and then Fred Gwynn was actually Herman. Right?
Herman, yeah.
So, quite.
It doesn't have her name.
No, it doesn't.
I don't remember her name.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah. Morticia.
No, Morticia was the other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the one for the Munsters 2022, which is the Rob Zombie version. So Herman Munster is going to be Jeff Daniel Phillips. Sherry Moon Zombie is Rob's wife, and she's Lily Munster. So I guess Lily is actually the wife, right?
Lily Munster, yeah.
Yeah. Dan Roebuck is the Grandpa Munster. And then who do we have? There's a whole bunch of people we don't need to know about. Igor, Sylvester McCoy.
Igor.
I'm really anxious to see this, So it's a production by Rob Zombie, and he's got a bunch of co-producers that are a lot of what he does ends up coming out as like a B-rated film, but he did quite well in terms of viewers on his previous productions, but they've all become like cult classics, right? So anyway, that's cool.
Did the Monsters have a theme? I can't think of it.
I know
they
did.
I know the Addams Family one.
There's a trailer I'd love to play, and I think. Let me just.
Can we play the trailer?
I'm going to look for it
because I've seen it. It's pretty good. I like it. That's what made me want to say, "Hey, I'm going to watch that."
Yeah.
No?
I don't know. Hang on, working on it.
He's trying to find it.
You guys should talk about let me find it, and let's get the backside rolling.
All right.
We missed the backside last week.
You missed my backside. Well,
yes, back. We did. We weren't
here. We'll get you going with that.
All right. See which way up we go. It's this way.
I think it's okay to
play. Don't show us the front there. That would mess things up.
No, that'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
Oh, interesting. That does not ring a bell at all.
Okay.
Nope.
I think I might have it.
And it's funny. Why is the tape vertically where it is? What's under the tape?
The name of the artist.
I
said that to Mrs. George tonight. I said, do you want to see my backside? So I tried it on her. She kind of got it with a bit of help.
Is that okay? So the questions are coming: solo or band?
Definitely solo, and then towards the end of his career, he was sort of in a band, but his fame was solo. It's all solo.
So is it Cohen?
Who?
Leonard
Cohen.
Leonard Cohen, yeah. Probably.
That means no.
Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Terrence Trent D'Arby.
That's funny, Kathy, because I was going to actually say the same thing.
Hey, old man. Nice
He's
to see you.
Not British.
Yeah, old man's from Twitch. Hey, buddy or lady. I'm not sure. You're a buddy either way. So
he's old man.
Old man.
He's not from the UK. He's not British.
So American.
Yeah, he's definitely American.
He's definitely American.
Yeah.
Solo.
American solo. When did his career start then?
I would say mid-50s. Went through the 60s, kind of went quiet for a while, and then he was kind of revived towards the end of his career.
Really? Wow.
Must be
Derek,
Elvis.
Derek, what do you think, buddy?
Let's say it's Elvis.
Wow.
It started off in that era.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey.
Oh, there he is.
Kathy's got another good guess, Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison. Kathy thinks it's Roy Orbison. Let's see if it's
wow.
right.
Yep. Awesome.
Nice job, Kathy.
That is awesome.
So his name is under the tape there?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, it's covered up, but what's this here?
But that was his brand.
It's a big O. It's a big O.
Exactly.
It's a double O, yes.
Mr. Roy Orbison.
I don't think he used that brand forever, though. I think it just...
And then he joined the Wilburys when he passed away, right?
Right, the Traveling Wilburys.
Traveling Wilburys, yep.
Yeah. That was 88, 89 that he died.
Second album.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. I mean, he was such an original, running with his voice back in the day in the 60s, whenever.
Okay, so boys and girls.
Actually, they revived his career, even his solo album. That was, I think he had U2 writing a track on there, and he had ELO writing a track on there. And
cool.
Yeah, I think he had 2 albums out just before he died.
All right, we're going to look at a couple of these trailers here.
Pretty
all right.
there.
Did you find the trailer, buddy?
I did.
All right. Put her on the big screen. Let's check it out.
The way it should be seen on the big screen.
Yeah, I think it's the... let's see if it's the one I saw.
We're off to the movies tonight.
Derek must be right out in the bush in the middle of BF nowhere. Because he's doing the...
Yeah. It's like he's on the space station floating around in midair.
Pretty much.
He's going to have a cup float by in a minute.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
See if we can do this.
All right. Dun, dun. Nice. Oh, that's so funny. It brings back a lot of memories. Look at them. That's hilarious.
Which came first, the Munsters or the Addams Family?
Ooh. I think the Munsters came first, don't you?
I'm not sure.
There's a trivia question for everybody.
Yeah.
Who came first, the Munsters or the Addams Family?
I think. Well, I was in the obviously I was in the UK. I was a kid then, but I think the
Addams
Family was shown there before, but it might have been in the States originally. I'm not sure. And which do you prefer, the Munsters or the Addams Family? There's another question for you.
I kind of like them. I like the Munsters. I thought, it was a funnier show.
The Thousand Corpses, Halloween, and the Devil's Rejects brings you the greatest love story ever told.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. The brain of a super genius transplanted into the body of a perfect physical specimen.
I want a man that makes my blood run cold. A man that every time he enters my crypt, it's like a stake in my dead black heart.
I can whip you up a humpy down in the land.
Oh no. Remember what happened last time?
He was bad at
I'm gonna go.
Okay. Looking for a vision, a queen, true love. What exactly do you want?
Is Herman Munster in there? I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special. I understand if you don't feel the same. I'm just a regular gal living a boring, normal life.
If there's one thing I know, is that the rest of the world melted away as soon as you appeared in my life.
It seems Miss Lily's truly in love.
Oh, come on, you know and I know that we gotta get rid of that bozo Herman Munster. Greetings from Transylvania. That's a strange way of saying hello.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't wait.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can hear you now. Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that's.
So I just went for a
I'm
walk.
really excited to see that.
Found some
actually.
light. That kind of reminded me of like Mask. So
Yeah.
this is like the Munsters meet Mask.
You know what? It's definitely updated, but
It seems super corny.
Zombie's
though.
gonna wreck it.
I don't know. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. I think.
I will. No, I will.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of dug the
right up my
trailer.
alley,
I
right?
watched
So-
Monsters when I was fascinated as a child because I thought monsters actually existed.
Oh,
well, they
me
do.
too.
They're just-
I actually got my son into watching them. So do you
Yeah.
want to know a little fact about the Munsters? Okay, so the Munsters originally was recorded in color, right? But they had it was cheaper to do it black and white, so they just did the black and white.
Which
And that was
at the
probably their
time,
biggest
and even
downfall
now, I
because the
think
Addams family became bigger because of it.
yeah.
Right.
But I like the black and white. Like even when you go back to Addams Family, the original ones, and the in Munsters. I mean, Munsters is classic. I love the black and white. But yeah, that's this is a new color version, and
Now,
the cast looks pretty cool.
who liked which one better and why?
Like I said, I liked the Munsters better because it was funny. I thought the humor was better. It was like to me, right?
Yeah,
I think the Addams Family though it even went longer. Like I think it was a more successful show. But
Addams Family weren't really monsters, though. I mean, other than Fester, like the kids were obviously warped, but it was more
they were just all a little bit mental, right?
mental and witches but monsters, Frankenstein basically.
I like that.
Lily would have been more like
monsters.
Well, the Addams Family had Lurch, who was basically Frankenstein.
You're right. You're right. Lurch was kind of a monster. Yeah.
Yep.
So
and Cousin It.
Cousin It.
Yeah, Cousin It. You're right. So they probably they must have really competed, head to head around that time, right?
They did. I'm just looking that up. Actually, the Addams Family debuted on ABC on 18th of September '64. Munsters followed on the 24th of September on CBS. So they're literally at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I definitely saw the Addams Family
other.
first, like before I saw the Munsters in the UK. So I guess that's why I like them, right? Because you see them.
There, see, Susan said it right there.
I like
so I got
how the Munsters, everything's like normal except for the good-looking girl. Oh, look, they're making fun of her, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Back then,
they think everything's normal. I like that.
But you know what? Yeah, I mean, take it into that context of like now, right? We want to be equal. We want to accept everybody and everything. But back then, that's actually some pretty cool messaging, right? Because the norm was actually being
big time,
part of this monster family, and then the ugly person was, this blonde, white, kind of Maryland,
the good-looking one. Yeah.
But it's kind of a play on that. I don't know if that was intentional, but I think it was more about, well, let's do something polar opposite.
For sure, it was
ugly, right? But it really is fitting for today.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I don't want to get into this too much because I'm not sure where this lies, but there was
don't do it.
Okay.
Don't even start.
Don't do it. Just leave it. No, don't even start because then we're in. We're gonna go balls deep, and we're all gonna argue about it, and it'll be all over the place.
The voices of reason. Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Oops, I'm losing connection.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, but it was just put out there. I read about today that was completely in the wrong context. So, yeah.
Okay. You know what? You've gone that far, Ringo.
Harley Davidson rally.
No. I'll leave
this weekend.
Where?
From Brooklyn.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Really? All Harley Davidsons, eh?
Yep.
How many tow trucks did they have to send in to tow all the bikes away?
None.
Oh, they just buried him right there, did they?
You just don't stop.
So is that the tribute ride?
I'm not sure what that was for. I just know that there was a big ride this weekend. I heard it literally like yesterday.
But was that the one that the local police were kind of getting all nervous about?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it was a tribute run for somebody. Anyway,
you know what? It's sad. You have a big group of guys that like the same thing, which is riding motorcycles. They're out there for a cause to raise money, and then the authorities have to get all freaking puffy and shit because something might go down. Like, come on. You know?
I don't know anything about it, but
I didn't hear about this one either.
Guys?
Kind of crappy, but anyways, I'm trying to keep my shit together.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you, Hike?
I just lost my niece on Friday. 23 years old.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
So it's been super, super tough on the family.
Yeah.
So
sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. So they're just trying to get everything's kind of put into place now. So we're going to be doing all that stuff this week. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But anyways, I don't want to bum the show out. That's why I'm a little bit quiet today. I'm just trying to keep it together.
So, George.
George.
Yeah.
Are you
Change the subject.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. Sorry.
Moving right along.
Well, I have something. Thanks, Kathy. I heard something too that really frickin' bothers me, and I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. And even you fans out there, if you don't think about this, please send in a message and tell us what you think. With cars, you know how cars are all high tech now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is fact. This has already gone down in South Africa and a couple other countries, and BMW is now bringing this to North America. They're the first ones, and what they're doing is you have a car that has all the options in it, but if you want to have heated seats and a heated steering wheel, you have to get a subscription. The heated seats are $18 a month. The heated steering wheel is $12 a month. So the car is equipped with these options in it, but if you want to use them, you have to pay a subscription fee.
Jesus,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
like,
but
like, come on! All the cars out there on the market have this in them already, but now they're going to change it so that you have to pay extra to use it.
What's the reasoning behind that then?
Well, Hike,
greed.
I agree. Well, okay, greed, but you want to talk about greed and how everybody, like Elon Musk is so great for making the Tesla and all this stuff, right? If he was really about being green, wouldn't he have made it so it recharged itself while it was being powered? No, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again.
To a certain extent, it does.
Yeah, but come on.
No, but it doesn't.
All the top surface panels of these cars should be solar panels to recharge. The turning of the wheels, the brakes, all that should recharge the batteries. It's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, but
a self-reliant mobile.
One thing at a time, though. I think it's going to come. But the subscription.
Yeah, but what do you think of this? You have to pay a subscription fee to use options in your fucking new car.
Well, I've been so soaked financially lately that I'm going to cancel all my subscriptions for pretty much everything. I'm going to keep Netflix because it's awesome. I might keep StreamYard because we use this every Monday. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at how much I probably pay out more than $1,000 a month on just subscription bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, and none of it's porn.
Hey, you want what you need is a fire
stick. Okay. So now, are you willing,
for it?
Ringo? Are you willing to pay an extra $30 a month now to use the heated seats, the steering wheel in your BMW?
No, I'm not. I mean, you should buy those with your features. You're paying.
Well, that's what you do now. You buy packages, and they give you those features.
If you could prove to me that those features, it's like when GM came out with OnStar, right? OnStar, they gave you free for a little while, and then they took it away, and you had to pay a subscription. So this new thing that's happening with subscriptions on perks are no longer perks. You're going to pay for them, right? But I think there's going to be a problem with that because, like, even heated seats, okay? So it's a matter of what subscriptions get you by the nuts, and then they just, if you don't pay them, they cut you off, right? They've got that. But I think what's going to happen, they're going to run into problems with that because, let's say, for instance, heated seats. Well, I was up north in 40 below zero. My heated seats deactivated because I didn't pay my bill, and I froze.
Exactly.
It sounds like a long shot, but it could happen. There could be things that get really messed up.
I got hemorrhoids because my seat got cold.
Like in all my cars, and I was just going through this. I have like 7 vehicles or something, but most of them have Sirius Radio subscription. And as it turns out, I was talking to my daughter. I'm the only one who uses it. So that's probably about $70 a month with everything I've got.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I'm a victim of it or a sucker. Try something out, and it's like, yeah, this is cool. So yeah, I pay a little extra, I can afford it. But now it's like, no, it's like if there's a pocket to pick, they're gonna pick it.
Yeah.
I'm just bitchy because yeah, I lost.
No,
I lost a
it's
lot
true.
of
No, it's a good point because I'm just bitching now too because I think this is absolutely absurd.
yeah.
So if people now go to buy a new car and this is what they're going to do is you have to buy subscriptions to use options on your car.
Yeah.
I would give them the big fat finger and say, I'm not buying your piece of shit car. I'm going to go to the other guy.
Well, and then
And if everybody starts doing that, maybe they won't put it through.
my 67 Beaumont should go up in value because it doesn't have any of those options. It's got an old AM radio, sorry.
That's like my turd out in the driveway. If you want the window down, you got to do this with a handle.
Well, I don't want to pick on Tesla at all, but I mean, I can see that being the perfect vehicle for all kinds of subscriptions. Now, like when you look at it, you could be subscribing for satellite radio now. There's a lot of cars out there that have IP right on the car so that you can get an internet connection. So you're paying for that.
Hey,
so
do you
why
remember
not
when
have
you watched TV for free?
Well, yeah. Like why not have a completely blank dashboard and then you have to pay for apps, right? Apps on your dashboard that maybe you don't have your typical odometer and speedometer. It's a nice, custom one. It's like your apps on your Apple Watch.
Yeah, and you want to have like a GPS, right, for telling you where you can get to places. That'll be extra. If you want to use that, pay your subscription.
Like nav kits right now are virtually free, but now they're starting to. I have a thing called a Spot, which is it's a satellite tracker. So if you're you can actually send out an SOS, but you go online and you can buy these app plans, and the app plans are kind of cool because it can track where you go, which is neat. So you can post it live on Facebook or whatever and have people following you. Or you could use it for creepy shit and install it in your, significant other's car. But
whoa,
the plans on it, I think are a little disturbing because you can start with a very small plan of a couple of bucks a month, like I think is like $5 or $6 a month, and then get these glorified plans for $40-50 a month. They all add up after a while, right? So so I've decided to like be more of a kind of get a minimalist mind and try and get rid of a bunch of stuff. But along with that, I'm going to start going through all my credit cards and look at everything I pay a subscription on, because I pay for stuff that I bought years ago and I never use it, right? And that's how they get you. They'll give you like, here, try something out for free, and then
exactly.
I'll just leave it because it's too much of a pain in the ass to cancel.
Yeah,
I'll give you one. Here's a rant right now. A rant.
Ringo's rant. Yes. Ringo's rant.
One of them.
Yeah, everybody listen. Everybody listen.
Okay, let's do this up right.
Yeah.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ringo's rant.
Thank you. So my rant today is about gym passes, gym memberships, right? So there's these ones that are just pay as you go and stuff, which I think are okay. But a gym pass, obviously, if you use it frequently, great, but try and cancel the fucker, right? So I called a gym that I'm with and I've been with for a long time, and I for the amount of use I got out of it, and during COVID I continued to pay for it and everything. I think it's an absolutely ridiculous cancellation policy. So I have to go into the gym and I have to apply for a cancellation, because basically I cut them off on my credit card. I'm not paying them anymore. And of course now they're interested in talking to me, right? So I said, look, I'm not going down there. Just cancel the fucking thing. So I have to go down there. I have to go down there, or I have to write a letter to their corporate office in the US. Right? That's
Really?
bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
Bullshit. I'm canceling my membership. It's done.
Yeah. So
What are
what'll
you gonna
happen
do?
is I'll go in there and some slick talking fuckhead is going to come up to me and say, "Well, hey, maybe maybe you should like they're going to try and upsell me or
Yeah.
or retain me as a client." And it's like, no,
No.
it's just horrible. And it turns out that this gym is the same one that fucked me over under another name. So anyway, it's just frustrating.
Same owner, different name.
Well, kind of. So yeah, I don't want to say who it is because that. Anyway, maybe I will after I go in this week and tear a strip off. But it's ridiculous because I've tried. I called their corporate office and I tried to cancel over the phone. They said no, you have to go down there physically. I said, listen, I broke my shoulder. I'm not going anywhere that I don't have to go.
Right.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So it's back to the subscriptions and memberships and stuff like that. And I support membership fees if they're doing something valuable. Whether I attend or not, sometimes I just pay it because I think it's a good cause or a good group. But these subscriptions, there's no, like, from a business standpoint, subscriptions are like sifting through gold. I mean, it's a reoccurring revenue stream. You can bill legally under general accounting practice. You can bill out a 12th every month. Recognize it as revenue. So it's a great opportunity, with subscriptions. And then, of course, if it's something that has an impact, if it's canceled, then yeah, they got you. They got you by the shorts. But I can see, Hike, your point. Imagine a car with a blank dashboard, and to light that dashboard up, you have to pay for apps.
Yep.
Not cool, but from a business...
and you buy a sports car, that's got 600 horsepower. Well, it only has 300 horsepower. If you want to use the 6, you have to pay extra.
Yeah. Hey, so
there,
O-Man,
see, look, O-Man. Tesla, you have to subscribe for longer battery life.
Yep.
Kiss my freaking ass, Tesla.
Hey, thanks, O-Man. And
Gentlemen, I'm gonna cut out.
Okay.
So,
all right,
I
buddy,
will talk
rock
to you guys
on
next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Say
good
hi
luck,
to the
buddy.
boys. Rock and roll.
Be safe.
Peace.
Bye, puppy.
Okay, so O-Man sent 2 articles about that ride, which is the in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Susan wants to know which gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to say which, but I was in Los Angeles a few years ago, or short form would be LA. That's all I can say. Yeah, so Sandra's saying it took 5 years to get out of a gold gym membership. I remember those, Sandra. I was up north.
That's the gym I got screwed over as well, was Gold's Gym.
Well, that's because they were all about having, like icons like Schwarzenegger and everything wearing the tank tops with Gold's Gym. So it was like, wow, I'm going to get, all pumped up. But it became a business out of control where they sent out all these subscriptions and kept like that's the expectation. It's pretty sad when your business model relies on people paying a subscription or a membership fee and not using it. So it's like, okay, all right, so let's really go off on this. U.S. air travel, okay? So every flight, American Airlines, there's a number of carriers, U.S. Air, all of that stuff, they overbook, okay? And their risk is like, you know what, we'll overbook and then we'll offer somebody a day on a beach in Cuba or something.
We'll give them a deal.
Yeah, we'll give them a deal. But so they do that and they minimize the risk by offering that up so everybody's smiling. but it is so frustrating to be booked on a flight in advance, sometimes months in advance. And I used to travel almost every week to the U.S. and across Canada, but the U.S. Air Canada can suck my bag, by the way. But the U.S. flights were a pain in the ass because often I would get there hoping to get a flight out to wherever I was going the next day, and we're overbooked. How can you be overbooked? There's clearly X number of seats available in a a particular flight. Like, how can you overbook it? They do it purposely, and I don't quite understand why. I mean, in the US, it's a little different with cancellations. I mean, you can cancel a flight, get on another flight. If it's the same carrier, it's a lot easier. But in Canada, oh my gosh, Air Canada is absolute pain.
Well, the same thing too is I've taken flights as well, and Air Canada charges X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And if you go to Buffalo, which by air is 20 minutes over the lake, right? It's 1/5 of the price.
Oh yeah,
to fly out of Buffalo.
Yeah, often.
Like, really?
Yeah.
For 20 minutes.
Well, and you know what? If you're going to book always check. If you live in the Toronto area, instead of flying out of Toronto, take a drive out to Buffalo, stay at the casino overnight. You can arrange to leave your car out there pretty cheap for a week or wherever you're going, and get a flight out of Buffalo way cheaper, a lot less agony. And
it's only a couple-hour drive.
Yeah. I think in that couple-hour drive, I mean, can save you hundreds of dollars. So yeah,
per person.
Absolutely. But anyway, did I say Air Canada sucks? Yeah.
I think you did.
I said they can suck your bag.
Yeah. They can.
Oh, which is worse, but
they screwed me on a flight, and I don't want to get into the details, but probably about $800. I never got back. Yeah.
Wow.
They have no compassion for last minute.
No, it's just big business. They get your money, and after that, it's right.
Yeah. So so Susan's saying luggage is an issue. Absolutely. I mean, I've luggage now. Like what I got accustomed to doing was. Have you ever seen a movie with George Clooney, Up in the Air? He's an HR manager, and his job is to go in and reorganize all these branch offices. So he spends so much time with American Airlines Up in the Air that he ends up getting like some kind of gold or platinum status or something like that. But he gets into this routine where he packs his carry-on, uses like all of these suction kind of plastic bags so that he can put more stuff in it, but he keeps everything compact. He makes sure that when he's going through the security, he doesn't follow families because families will have strollers and all kinds of odd. So he tries to get his airline trips down to a science and as efficient as possible. So it was funny because I was watching that, and that seemed to be a backdrop behind the whole plot of the story. But I thought about it, and like some of the things he was done, they obviously did research on it, but I started to replicate some of those things, and I found that my flight travel is a little bit easier to deal with. But luggage, oh my gosh, luggage. I've been stranded so many times to the point where I would have this, I call it my MERS, my man purse, but it's like actually an artillery pouch. And I got everything in there from like overnight kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll, throw in a toothbrush or whatever. underwear, things that I would need in a bit of a pinch.
In a pinch.
All my drugs,
Yep, you got it.
All that stuff. Because, I've gotten the places, they're pretty good at, if you land somewhere and they'll say, hey, we'll just get your bags taxied over to your hotel. And they're pretty good at doing that. So by the time you wake up the next morning, you usually have your bags.
Yeah.
But because of the overbooking, this is what causes this. Because they overbook, they expect that Ringo is going to say, oh, yeah, you know what? I'll take one of your discount stays in Tuktoyaktuk overnight. But so they'll automatically reroute my bags, right? Without even confirming that. So sometimes my bags will get shipped to a completely other. Like I've had bags that got shipped out to Hawaii on a West Coast California trip that I did for business. I was there overnight. So my bags, and I flew back the next day. It was literally, I flew to California. So you got to go out west. That's a hell of a flight. And then you go into Cali from like Vancouver or wherever. And then I did what I had to do. I didn't even stay in a hotel for any length of time, a few hours. And then I flew back to Ontario. So my bags ended up going to Hawaii. All right.
So your bags had a better trip than you did.
Yeah, my bags came. My bag came back a week later. Came back, and I get a call from Air Canada, which was the Canadian carrier, and they said, "Well, what would you like us to do?" And I said, "Well, get them out here." Well, there's a fee to do that. I said, "No, there isn't. You guys screwed it up.
You guys fucked it up. Ship it to my house." So
they got it back to me, and I'm telling you, it must have been like a herd of elephants trampled on it. So I get it. Like, I thought my traveling days, like my heavy work traveling days, were over in 2017, and I was glad to see them go. Because people think flight travel is so glorified. It's like a shitty version of public transit. You probably won't see me get on a bus much. But although buses are fine, but I'm not. I always thought air transit sucked. The only time I like it is if you're on a vacation. You're excited about the vacation and heading out, and then the ones you'd buy to go to like a resort were awesome. You could pretty much drink on the plane, right?
And if your shit don't get there that day, who cares, right? You're drinking.
Well, it's the second time I flew, but it was the first time I flew from the UK into Europe. And we flew to Mallorca in Spain. And, typical scenario, you're there at the carousel waiting for your bag, and everyone's gone, and your bag hasn't shown up, right? So, like, I had the one suitcase, everything was in there. So I was like in jeans and what have you, and a jacket, because it left the UK, it was chilly. And I'm now in like a part of Spain, with nothing. So I had to,
it's funny. Someone just
where my bag ended up? My bag ended up in Rome. In Rome.
Nice.
I've yet to go to Hawaii officially, so
your bags have been there, so
my bag has been there.
Yeah, did it come back with some stickers on it, Roma?
Look at Susan said she's scared now because she's flying Air Canada in August.
So
I'll give you a word of advice. Don't bring a freaking suitcase. Take a carry-on. Throw it in there. It's with you all the time. Done.
So what I used to do like back then, so from that trip onwards, every trip I ever did, I had two bags, like two small ones.
Yeah.
So I had duplicates. So if the chances of two going missing was rare, right? But at least you always had all these stuff.
Bag.
Yeah. They were identical more or less for clothes and that. So I thought, if one goes missing, I'll be all right for a few days till it comes back from its vacation, wherever it is.
So we're going to do a quick cheers, and then I want to say something to Susan before.
George, help me out.
I'm going to help you out. Hang on. Oh, there you go.
That'll work.
There you go.
Damn.
So, Susan, I think there's nothing to be scared of. I think majority of experiences with Air Canada are probably good ones. I've had great ones with them, but they just really pissed me off when they stole my money. But
Susan, worst comes to worst, if your luggage doesn't make it, you get down there, you run around on the beach naked after a few drinks. It's all good.
Easy, yeah. But here's something a little more sensible to think about. What I would recommend if you're going on a trip, or even business. Business travel, usually there's somebody else paying the tab for that. But if you're going on a trip, two things I'd recommend. One is buy your trip insurance. So if you're going you're staying at a resort or whatever, get that trip insurance, travel insurance, because you never know. I mean, you could get
that's a good point, buddy.
You could get all of a sudden suspicious COVID like symptoms and you can't fly, right? So there are specific rules about that now, but get your insurance. But the other thing is you just never know. I was on a trip at a resort. I got food poisoning. I had to stay an extra 3 days and they wanted to slam me for $5,000. But I had bought RBC insurance and it was awesome. I totally recovered from that. They paid for luggage damage. There was a lot of stuff going on. The other thing would be make sure that you have health insurance. If you get benefits, let them know. Call them up, just a courtesy call. Let them know you're going, and they'll let you know what your insurance coverage is and all that. But be prepared, because if you have to pay for medical, you probably know this already, but if you have to pay for medical and stuff abroad, it can cost you thousands of dollars a day. And if you don't have a package right now, like I'm self-employed, so I don't really have that, but my daughter went out recently to Roatan, and she's now under a benefit program. She wasn't then, but she bought, I think it wasn't much. It was like maybe $100 for the entire year to get this travel benefit. So, but well worth it if you run into a problem.
Well, what you do, like you said, is you call your company they have your benefits with, and sometimes they have a little plan for when you go away. Yeah. And also, if you're a CAA member, they have some great shit if you're going away.
They do, yeah.
So,
and I know what do is phone your credit card company.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too. Every time.
You have to make sure you do that, just in case,
And tell them you're going out of country.
Yeah. That's the
You
last
know
thing
what
you want to be out there with your credit card being frozen. Because
it's happened. I know with one of my banks, it's gotten to the point where if I leave the house, I have to let them know that I'm going out and possibly going to charge something.
Cheers, Keisha. Yeah, and you thought I was frozen.
You were frozen.
Yeah. I didn't want to patronize you, Susan. I'm sure you've been through all of that, but it's something like I know I've got friends who don't have insurance or properly covered, and they take risks like this all the time. They'll go out thinking, "Hey, this is no big deal. Nothing's going to ever happen to me." Famous last words, right? So I just I think it's a good idea. Be informed, like George said. Your credit card companies, let them know at least, hey, I'm going to Florida, or I'm going to wherever.
Absolutely.
If you see any charges coming in, it's likely me. But what the credit card companies will do is they'll text you now and say, is this something? However, they usually do it after it's declined, right?
Exactly. It's too late.
Right? So if you call your credit card company and say, I'm going away for 2 weeks for this day to this day to this country.
Yeah.
So now they know any transactions on your card in that country, that's you. But if there's any fraudulent activity back where you normally live, they know you're not there, so it's not you. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to do because, like Ringo said, if you're another country and all of a sudden your card doesn't work, all the hassles and bullshit you got to go through to call from, let's say, Italy over to Canada and get your credit card working again,
Yeah, nightmare.
It's not cool.
No.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard. How are you, mate?
So, yeah, it's
Where's Danny tonight? I miss Danny.
Stuff.
Danny wanted to come on the show last week so bad.
Oh, yeah?
Because we were talking about. Oh, that's right, George. You weren't there. We're having a big discussion about virtual reality.
Okay.
Yeah, it went pretty deep. So yeah. I told him. I said next time, just send us a message. I want to get on the show. And then
you know what? I was talking to some of my VR friends about that, and I said I should get a couple of you guys to come on this show, which would be super cool. Is if I could do it so that you see them in VR. You see their avatars, right? And I think I got that figured out. I just need another computer to do it on, but I'll experiment with it and try and make that happen. But yeah, cool. These are pretty intelligent people, and they'll. I said, well, it's kind of a learning thing, right? But
we got to do all this stuff before August the 14th.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's see what happens. I'm kind of intrigued now because we're hearing that date from so many sources, and one of them.
It's really opening up. A lot of people are talking about it.
Well, you know what? I mean, now, like, and we certainly didn't know this at the time, but there's this self-proclaimed time traveler that suggests that August 14th. Will be an uprising of some underground dwelling species or alien.
Oh, the lizard people.
Yeah, something like that. But
the reptilians.
But we brought it to you first on the Heikadelic show.
That's way back in January. In January, yeah.
In fact, I think what happened was he time traveled back and he watched our episodes, and then time traveled again to just sort of figure out that, hey, you know what? These guys are onto something.
Well, let's see. If old man, if you're still out there, what do you think's going to happen on August the 14th?
Yeah.
Old man's into this kind of stuff. He's
I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago about time travel, and that you can't travel. I don't know. It's a scientific thing. You couldn't travel further back from when time travel was invented. So let's say it was invented tomorrow, you would not be able to come, it doesn't matter how far in the future you go, you would not be able to come back to July the 19th or 18th, whatever it is today. You could only go back to when time travel.
That is really
interesting,
that's a really funny point,
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting concept for sure.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because, and then...
But see, that would work for the people in that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the people in the future already have time travel.
Yeah, but
so they can travel back to any time they want.
No, they can't. They can only go back to when it was in first.
You see, that's weird. I don't see it that way, but
yeah.
I see your point.
Okay, but look at it. If you just sort of step back and look at, there's a lot of photographs, let's say black and white photos, where you see somebody in a crowd with a cell phone, right? Doing a selfie or something. I think backward time travel would be impossible because, like, everything in the future doesn't exist yet, or maybe it does in a parallel, who knows? But let's assume it doesn't exist yet. Hasn't happened. I can see traveling. Well, it's a mind-blowing kind of thought because but like for somebody to come into the past, so 1 second ago is the past, right?
Yeah.
So everything from the air that occupies this room, right, is already cast. It's done, right? Mm-hmm. So for somebody to move into that environment, they really can't. See, this is where time travel is a weird thing because time is relevant, and if you're in a situation where you can move through space
and you can, let's say, I'll do this the easy way. If you find a shortcut, you can actually travel backwards in time. You're really not, but the people that are moving along that you're moving to, their time has not changed. It's just you.
Right.
So
but if you move back if you move back, I'm not big on the time travel thing at all, because I think if people could travel back in time, unless they really, really stuck to some ground rules, things would automatically change on us. Right?
Yes.
Like you would look different, Hike, because maybe your parents decided, because this time traveler came in, that they'd mingle or something that would change, and we'd be constantly going through all kinds of changes now.
Yeah. See, if you go into all this sci-fi shit, I believe in alternate universes or alternate realities more than I would believe in time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the concept of ghosts, right? Are ghosts just another dimension?
Jesus, that's another topic.
I know. Like, are they just another dimension that runs in parallel, and ghosts are looking at us like we're ghosts, right? Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing, but
it is.
After the 14th, we should know who they are.
We'll be a lot wiser. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be a lot wiser.
The ghost thing is totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we have ghosts in this house.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. They're just the coolest thing. And it's just, call it a spirit that's not gone its way, that stayed behind or whatever.
Well, I should bring my technology out, and we should.
You should. You should.
Yeah. Yeah. Should bring it here, because I'm telling you, there's something goes on here.
Oh yeah, no.
You've had stuff happen right in your studio there, haven't you, George?
You do, and a lot of your activity, George, is right. I think behind your, like in that entranceway there, behind your head.
Right.
Not there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like I'll get a fragrance for no reason, no reason whatsoever. I'll get like a perfume smell.
Yeah, yeah,
it's crazy.
Do you see what Susan just wrote? Souls, not ghosts.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Well, you know what, Susan, that's a great point, because and I was just having this discussion with some people in VR, because we got into the whole conspiracy theory and stuff like that, and where VR might lead us, right? The concept of like all of the people that we've had on, all the conspiracy theorists and everything, the one thing they seem to have in common is they all have a belief in God. Not a God, but almost like a common God. So, and we kind of discovered that because, like, there'd be little hints, right? Like, say, a cross. The flat earther that was in here, and he's got 44,000 subscribers. He brought it up, but they all
David Weiss.
David, yeah. That was a great night. We should get him back on. But
well, it's funny.
Yeah, we should.
It's funny you should bring him up, because someone sent me a link a couple of months ago where he was totally destroyed with his theories by a professor. I'll find the link and I'll send it. It's embarrassing to watch, actually.
And it's funny, because earlier tonight I was flicking through my notes to see if I had anything else that I haven't covered, and I saw his name. Right? It was a good show. I made notes and everything. It was pretty cool.
I remember. Yeah.
So it was a great show. I made like 20 pages of notes for our show with him, but he. I don't think he'll be destroyed, because he's got 44,000 subscribers at $3 a pop. So that's a lot of money coming in. And he says,
I'm not saying he hasn't got subscribers, but when he came up against this guy, it was like, wow,
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes for all of the evidence he was presenting, which I thought was very organized, whether it's real or, that's all debatable. But I think he had it set up for more of a conversation. He wasn't trying to.
But it was even some of the terms that he was using.
Yeah.
It said, "Well, what do you think that means?" And he'd say whatever, and he'd be like, "No, it doesn't mean that at all. It's such and such a thing." You know what I mean? It's like that's not what that means. And it was quite long as well, actually. But
yeah,
I thought, wow.
I'm going to get Richard's comment back up on the screen. Because it's a long
one, yeah.
And it's funny. I read it, and it's funny you say that, Richard, because just last night I watched a show about UFOs and stuff like that, and they're trying to debunk or prove if it is a UFO or not a UFO. And there was one that's got everybody stumped, and they said, yeah, it's a UFO because we don't understand it. It was the object, like all the other ones, that moves through space, either at a continuous speed or stops and moves a different direction. But this one was over the ocean, and it actually came down to the surface of the water, and it went underwater. And they're like, mind's blown. We can't figure this one out.
Yeah,
right?
there was that one close to a battleship. Is that
yes.
the one?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that one a few times.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that one. But even the Tic Tac video, again, going back to all
Let's go for a beer.
Okay, yeah. I'm having one right now.
I'm just going to get one.
Okay,
so you guys shouldn't have to get up and go for a beer. You should have your beers lined up on your table right beside you, like I do. A couple of beers, a drink, another drink, a shot.
So what Richard's saying, I don't like. I have a pretty open mind, but the one thing I noticed was with the Tic Tac video, the saucer, which doesn't normally fly like a saucer, it actually turns so the belly of it is pushing forward.
Oh,
and that's
they claim
is creating a force. And that's how it propels itself, right? So, is that bending space and time? Maybe. I wouldn't rule that out. I'm just saying, I think the level of thinking and what we know about what we know, it's really hard to wrap your head around something that basic physics would maybe rule out, but maybe there are physics beyond.
But see, that's always the problem, right? And I've always been a believer in the unknown, and there's things out there that we got to try and figure out. And then there's always the bullshit with the government, right?
Yep.
The government only tells you so much, and the government keeps things secret, and the government blah, 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 all this bullshit, right? If everybody was open about what was going on out there, we would be in a totally different mindset right now, right?
Well, yeah, I agree with that. And it might be because that, whoever they are, we're just not there yet in terms of, because something that could be mind-blowing can be very, if we're not ready to accept, then what do you do from there? It's human nature to fight, right? To resist, and then that becomes potentially a war, right? A war that we would likely lose. But anyway, speaking of which, like if we had people, whatever it is, that were that intelligent, they would put a stop to that fucker in Russia, Putin. Because I'm not going to go ranting about that, but like, it's just this ongoing slaughter, and it's not even disturbing anymore. It's just fucking sick. So somebody needs to do take him out of leadership. He was never a leader to begin with, but Anyway, I'll have the KGB after me because I'm sure that fucking squad exists too.
Yep.
But yeah, you wonder though, like if like, are we just kind of rats in a maze right now? Like, I feel that some of the world events are pushing towards August and September, right? Like in terms of like even the war, right? With Ukraine and Russia. As terrible as it is, that may be something that, who knows? Something.
See, I always said this, you have call it the general public. You have your people globally. You have your people. There's a lot of brilliant minds out there that are not known or not accepted as brilliant minds. So we are the peons, the sheeple, the whatever the hell you want to call us.
Yeah.
Now you have these, call them whatever the hell you want to call them, the ones that say, well, we know this, but we can't tell the general public because they're all fucking bozos. And, they would panic, they would riot, they would this, they would that. But I think as a whole, we would be much better off if everybody knew. Yes, you're going to have your extremists. Yes, you're going to have your people that they panic and they start looting and all that shit. But that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
But the problem here is we're so divided. And that's the big word, divided. It's sad because we're just the ones that make everything run, and we're not a part of anything for our future or for our history or anything else. We're just the peons, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
As a nation, we would be much, much, much stronger if the truth was just out there.
Yeah.
People would understand. Yes, you would have your people that would rebel and revolt and no, I don't believe it, but still, here's the truth. Take it. Do what you want with it, right?
I think though that the dangerous ones are or the risk is in the people that would, because we all have relationships and families and everything else, and it's like I wonder sometimes if that's the real matrix, right? Like we're so used to routine and being around people that we care about, they care about us or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, do you remember like the so-called American dream, that sort of thing? Well, in Canada, we have freedom. We don't have fucking freedom. We don't have freedom here at all. In fact, financially, I'll stop on this, but the
American dream is gone too.
No, but in Canada, we are one of the most taxed countries in the fucking universe. So nothing's free here. Nothing is free.
That's
in
true.
fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day about, like, he goes, hey, I hadn't heard from him in a long time. And he goes, well, why don't we go to Costa Rica for, a vacation? And he had some couples and stuff like that. And I said, well, it sounds cool, but, maybe not right now. But I got thinking about it, like, because he said he really wanted to go out there to look at living down there, right?
Yep.
But there's all these places like Belize and you can live so cheaply, like for the equivalent of maybe $1,000 to $1,500 as a local, and you're considered wealthy, right?
Yeah, you just hit something that I just found out about too. There are countries in the world right now that desperately need people.
Yeah.
And what these countries are offering is they're offering you a life in their country for $1.
Well,
you pay them a euro.
Yep.
You pay them €1 and they will give you
land,
a property, a place to live, everything, as long as you
become a citizen.
Well, not just that, you have to put so many dollars into your property over the next, like, I think it was $6,000.
Well, you know what?
Over the next year, which is fuck all. But they want their economy to grow. So they're actually buying people for a dollar and putting them in their country to make things start to move again.
I'll tell you what, Heiko, offline, give me a list of those countries because I'm going to apply.
Well, we're thinking about the same thing.
As much as I love Canada for, I'm sick of it to the point where, and like, I'm not going to lie. I'm on the end where, I'm in this 50% tax bracket. It's disgusting.
It is.
And I'm also pissed off that we lost a ton of money on some investments in that. And
but see, I never ever understood the way that bullshit tax system works, because as a governing force, I have my country. I'm going to pick a number now. I'm going to say 18%. I will tax all my citizens, no matter who they are, what their income is. I will tax them 18%.
Yeah.
So if you're a poor schmuck that makes $12,000 a year, you're only going to have to pay 18% of that. If you make millions because you're wealthy, you're still paying 18%. So to you, making millions, okay, the numbers are much bigger, but it's the same for everybody.
No,
and
but
that's the bullshit that happens in our governing forces today. Is they rape the people that are at the bottom and in the middle, and then the people that are wealthy, they get to stay wealthy because their numbers are higher. Well, they're making more. It only makes sense to keep the same percentage for everybody.
So the middle, I don't even know if I want to call it middle, but like, so if you're a wage earner and you make 100 grand or less, you're going to be in that bracket that's still like 28 to 30% or whatever.
That's right.
Okay. So the minute you hit a threshold, I can't remember what the number is. I don't know if it's 120 or $30,000 a year. I certainly know if it's 150 to 75 to 200, you're in a 50% tax bracket. Okay. A millionaire, multi-millionaire will be in a 50% bracket. They'll have
they're not. They're actually less, because
how do
this
they
has
get?
gone. Look it up. This has gone way back, because the guy that makes $10 million in a year says, I'm paying $1.5 million a year in taxes. How is that fucking fair when Joe Blow is putting in $2,500 in taxes?
Yeah, but
that's where the system is screwed up.
Yeah, but it's the way they distribute. Okay, so if you're making, say you make you're $1 million, your income's $1 million a year. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna obviously get yourself a good accountant or broker, and you're gonna divvy that money up into investments. But some of them might be business investments, more direct, or partnerships, silent partnerships, things like that. But then you've got opportunity because of that tie to put up a lot of tax sheltering, right? In terms of being able to recover some of your quote 50%. But I know for a fact that because of I know people in that status very well, and they it's 50%. But because you got a lot of resources financially, you can, this is why, like, a lot of wealthy people will buy businesses that are going to completely fail. They want, right? Which is terrible.
I get it.
What they do, right? But my point is that, like, the minute you exceed that, say 120,000, you're in a 50% bracket, which doesn't matter. Like, all of a sudden you're in almost like a millionaire class because you're having to pay. But think about it. So if you make 200,000 a year, 100 of that goes to the government. It's fucked. You're better off. I remember when I made, I don't know, 60 grand a year, and you've got, let's say your spouse making around the same or whatever, your taxes are independent, or you're claiming sick, however that worked. But you're actually in a better, I think, cash flow situation than somebody, oh, I make 200,000. Well, big deal. You're gonna get,
and that's why I'm saying everybody should put in the same percentage.
Yeah,
because
I agree. 100%.
You're talking about the 100 to 200,000, like in there.
Yeah,
those people get fucked up. Sorry for using that language, but they get fucked over. Now you have the people that are that make $10 million a year. They don't pay 50%. They pay less than the average Joe pays because they say that if I pay 50%, I'm paying $5 million in taxes. How could I do that? Joe Schmo here pays $10,000 in taxes. Why am I paying this?
Anyway, I'm at the point where I want to go, like I thought about it, I could get a trip back to Canada once a month.
Yep.
Once a month to wherever, Belize or wherever I choose to live as a snowbird or whatever. I can come back and still pay a lot less, tons less than I would. In fact, if I bought advanced tickets and I said, okay, on such and such every third week of the month, I'm flying back to Ontario, and I bought them in bulk, I'd get a good deal. And I'm still paying far less than I would. So the trick would be to get a dual citizenship or citizenship for wherever you're going, right? And
like I said, we are going to look into this thing we heard about these other countries. We'll actually have somebody going out there personally to check it out.
Which countries are you talking about, though?
There's a few of them. I don't know what they are right now, but if it's legit, I'll let you boys know. And you know what? Maybe Ringo and George and myself and Derek, we're all going to live on the same street in another country, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll do our show from there.
So Susan signed off because we're over the 11 o'clock, but
oh my God, did she have to go to bed?
Yeah. Thanks for being so engaging and pleasant dreams. The old man saying that the system isn't so much screwed by the taxes going to the government as the way they spend it. I mean,
the spending is obscene. It's obscene. There's no other word for it.
Yeah. And then Nikki's kind of agreeing with the tax reinvestments and stuff like that, which, I mean, if you got enough money to do that, then have at it, whatever works. But it's this idea that, we've got free, Canada has our freedom and we fought for freedom. Financially, it's not it. So George talks too much.
Wow. George, shut the hell up. You talk too much. That's from our fans.
Well,
you talk too much.
Well, you guys have lived in Canada, right? Forever. And, whereas I haven't. And my family background goes even further away. So to me, Canada isn't that bad a place whatsoever. I mean, I know
you know what? It still is, I believe, one of the better places to be.
Absolutely, no
question.
I
think the human condition is all right. Like, I mean, I'm Canadian through and through, but it's gotten to the point where even if I look at the US and their tax rules and stuff, it all depends. To each his own. I mean, if you're making over 100K a year, then you're gonna start to complain about that. But and then the tax system itself is a little warped. But I just want to make a point here. Oman actually was dialing in through YouTube, our YouTube channel, and because Kyle here is from Twitch, so it's good to see. We're mixing it up with the other socials that we're on. I haven't heard much from Twitter. I know we connected, and so I'll have to check in to see what's going on with that. But So what do you want to do?
It's past their bedtime.
Yeah, do you want to hang out for a little bit, or what does everyone think out there? We can.
I'm okay. I just might have to get up and get another drink, but
well, go get another drink, and whoever wants to hang out with us for a little bit, we're
going into overtime. Yeah,
we'll go to say 11:30 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
But you all have to get involved with the conversation. In fact,
Absolutely.
If you want to come on and chat with us, I'll send you. We could probably get you a code if you want to come right on the air.
Yeah, if you want to be on the air with us right now, send us a message saying, I want to be on the air with you right now, and we will send you a code to get into the green room, and you can chat with us live on the air.
Yeah, all we ask is be
awesome.
Respectful, when it comes to, no hate.
Yeah, you could say the odd fuck this and that, whatever, but you got to be reasonable. Swearing is okay, but
no racial connotations or anything like that.
That always causes problems. So we'll leave that aside. But please, you guys want to come on right now? There's a window. We'll just move George over just a little bit,
that's it.
and you can go right beside George.
You get a couple of people up on the panel. Oh, Nikki's all about it.
Nikki says, "Let's go." All right,
come and sit next to me right here.
Yeah, send Nikki the link, and we'll have her on.
All right, I'll have to find you on Facebook, Nikki.
All right. Yeah, it's tough, and if you go today in the general public, you'll see people that are, you can tell they're okay, they're calm, like myself, we're just doing our thing, and then you'll see a lot of people though they're on edge.
Oh, fuck.
They're panicky, they're frustrated, they're miserable, and I get it because there's a lot of people that don't understand what's happening, what's going on, what's around the corner or the next day.
Yeah. Well, we don't understand that either. None of us.
No, none of us do. But it's just the way you look at it. There's a lot of small business owners like Danny, who runs a restaurant, and I hear it's everywhere for small businesses. They cannot find employees, and some places they have great employees. They're thankful to have a job, and some places have employees that just don't give a rat's ass, and they spend half their day outside having a butt, having a break, having a drink, and they just don't work. And the employer is so frustrated because they can't find people to work. They keep these delinquents on because they're better than nothing. And I think of that and I go, oh my God, what's happening out there? Yeah. So, and as the government says, our employment rates are doing very well, blah, blah, blah. But why are small businesses suffering everywhere? It's something's not right.
Well, just to kind of on a side issue here about all that. Like to me, I don't really watch the news as such for the last, year and a half more.
No, I don't watch the news at all.
Exactly. But, you can't avoid some things. But one of the interesting things I've found was since COVID, the scaremongering and all the rest of it. And even I thought, when I look, check the weather on the Weather Network or the Weather Channel or one of those, to make it scary. The weather used to be like, it's going to be such and such a high, such a low, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's scary. And now, I don't know if you're aware of what's going on in the UK, but they're having a real heat wave. And it's going to hit 40 degrees, I think, this week, or next couple of days.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah, I know, but you would think, and you've got these red alerts happening. The weather map has got red alerts on and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Well, I was around in 76 in the UK, and I remember that was the long, hot summer. And we hit 35, and in some places it was slightly higher. I don't remember back then, and that was really high.
Right.
I don't remember these kind of scary graphics and like, oh, people are going to die, blah, blah, blah. But yet today, 40 years later, whatever it is, 45 years later, like now it's like this dramatic, it's like the apocalypse is coming because we got a heat wave.
Yeah. And you see that in the winter too,
Hang on.
What?
So Nick just tried to join, and I don't know if he's coming back. So
when Nick joined, there was a serious echo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it looks like he might be at work.
Right.
He looks to me like he's a welder. There he's back.
No, Nicky's my friend, Nicky.
Oh, okay.
Nick Arnold.
It's just not working with me here.
Hey, Nick. Good to see you.
There we go.
Downforce detailing at your service.
Yeah, trying to get the earpiece going, but it's just not working. So we're just going to freebase this.
It looks like you're in a barn or something.
No, I'm in my shop. Look, clean cars.
Look at the fancy cars. Nice.
Hey,
That's
Nick,
the world famous Downforce detailing in Oshawa, Valencia Drive, units 4 and 5.
I've been here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a world class DJ like George stuff.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, we're working on it.
George, I bought the new Rev 1. Actually,
you got it. Okay, all right. He was asking me advice. I'm the worst person for advice because I think don't ask me for advice because it might turn out horrible. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not that good.
Oh no, I listened to your advice. Just Long and McQuaid had one on sale, so I was.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay, good.
So I know on Wednesday I pick up my new DGJ Rev 1.
All right. Maybe you can teach me a few tricks when you get it. Because I'm doing a gig this Saturday with a complete new setup, and I'm like, holy crap, I have no idea. I've got a new software program, everything, and I'm going out on Saturday night to the Grand Lux. I'm going, shit, man.
Right on, buddy. You're going to rock the place.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try and accept this Johnny Ringo guy. I don't know who he is. He's sending me friends requests.
Yeah, you don't need to.
No! Don't accept this friend request. The guy's a maniac.
No, he did it to me once. He tried it on with me once.
Johnny, I'm concerned about.
So, old man saying that Canada has the most oppressive government in the world, Western world. I would tend to agree that could be the case. So, and he's signing off. So, good night, old man. We'll see you again, hopefully.
What the hell is Gutfeld?
I'm gonna put my camera.
What the hell are you gonna watch?
You won't get in trouble
I have no idea what that is.
Anyway, hey Nick, where'd Nick go? Did he fall on the floor?
I'm here. It's just I'm doing something that I'm not gonna let the camera see, so you don't get in trouble.
Oh, you're not doing that, are you?
No, nothing. No.
That's why folks. That's why his left arm is bigger than his right arm.
So I think he's talking about Greg Gutfeld, which is he's a late night political commentator and comedian. I've seen him. I've seen some little clips, and he's quite entertaining, actually. So
that's the thing. When you get as old as me. And you can go back far back. To me, there was politics and there was news and there was entertainment. Now, you know when you were watching a political show or a news show or a comedy show. Now it's like, well, which is it? You know what I mean? It's all suddenly got very insidious. It's all morphed into the same comedy, politics, same thing.
But I think sometimes whether it be politics or business, it comes off as so dry, right? So if you have somebody that has a bit of comedic skill, it's probably a good thing. So they get the point across, but then it's, you get to laugh once in a while, but but now it's very diluted, right? It's like our show. We've never gotten to a format that's very routine and consistent, except for George's backside. But and I really like.
No, it's true. That's the only thing we do every show is we do your backside. That's our little thing.
Yeah. Well, that's like people say, "What did you do on there?" I go, "I show my backside."
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that, right? You have to find out. So I don't think anybody does actually, but
that's all good. So Nick, I'm kind of excited that you're here.
Yeah.
Because I just had my wife's Grand Cherokee ceramic coated. Did you guys do that? Hey?
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap! I can't. I sent Ringo a picture a couple weeks ago, but it wouldn't upload. I wanted to show it on the air. I parked it on my front lawn, and I took a picture, and I'm going. I can see the blades of grass and the reflection on the side of the vehicle. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. How long ago did you do it?
Not even a week ago. Last weekend.
Okay. Yeah. So ceramic coating takes about 48 hours to get to its full reflective gloss.
Yes.
So when you pick up your vehicle, it's usually 24 hours after it's been applied, which is the standard. Right. And then it takes about 47 to 48 hours to get like the full gloss effect that you'll get. And what you're talking about is that's what ceramic does, is it sort of amplifies the gloss like a microscope does. Yeah. And the misconception with a lot of people with ceramic coatings is that they'll pick up a car brand new from the dealership and they say to themselves, it's brand new, I want to get it ceramic coated so it doesn't need any polish work because it's perfect. But when you bring that brand new car to me, I put my special like polishing lights on it that shows every little microscopic imperfection in your vehicle. Right. And then so a ceramic coating to the naked eye, you look at your car, you're like, it's perfect, let's just put the coating on. But a very small minuscule little scratch will actually, once the ceramic has like glossed, like you're talking about, it will show a fine scratch you can't see by the naked eye will look like a Grand Canyon, like somebody drove their bike down the side of your vehicle. And that's one of the hardest selling points to people, is trying to explain to them that we need to spend $600 to properly correct the paint before we put the coating on. Yes. And then they're like, it's brand new, I don't need polish. Well, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast, is you do, because it's going to show everything wrong with it if you don't.
Well, it's like the guy that does it. Like, if you take your car to the do-it-yourself car washes, it's $4, right?
Yeah.
So
we call those Swirl-O-Matics. Yeah,
he goes, well, I washed your car in the car wash, but it cost $48. And it's like, what? He did, and he says, there's a pH wash, there's an alkaline wash, there's this, and there's all these different things to strip all the crap off your car to get it back down to the clear coat, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
And then I saw the car after it had been cleaned in the car wash. I looked at it, I go, wow, it looks so good, right? But then you could see all the spider marks in the paint from where I washed it with the glove and all that stuff, right? And then after seeing it, once it's been ceramic coated, it's like, holy shit. The car, even brand new from the factory, never looked this good.
No, it can't.
He does the glass, the trim, the paint, like the whole vehicle is done, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, do you mind if I ask where it was done?
I know a guy through my cousin, and he does it privately on the weekends. He does it in my cousin's garage.
Yeah.
So
I have a very sneaking suspicion I do a lot of work with the person that did your car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Chris?
No, it's Joseph.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, sorry. Joshua. Sorry, Joshua.
Joshua? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but there's probably a couple of guys around that do it, but this guy, like,
are you in Durham region?
Yeah, Brock, which is north.
Yeah,
north.
There's only a few mobile guys that like do it full time. That's why I was sure it was Chris.
Yeah, he doesn't do it full time. He has a day job, and he does it on the weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that,
right.
I don't know him, but
yeah,
any ceramic coating done properly, you'll get the effect that you're currently talking about for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He spends the entire weekend with your car. Like it's like a love affair.
Yeah. Any coating I do is 2 days.
Yep, and that's what it is with him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's normal.
But oh my God, I can't believe the difference.
Yeah, like the beauty of it too is like you won't have to wash that for like weeks at a time, if that. Like you could go months in some cases. And then if you were to do, I'm sure he educated you on how to properly wash the car just based on the fact you said pH balances that you know about that. So if you were to, I don't know, if 5-year coating or whatever you had put on it.
Yeah. Yep. If 5-year.
Yeah. If you properly wash that and maintain it with a 2-bucket wash and do everything properly, that coating will easily go 7-8 years. Now you'll probably get rid of the vehicle before that, but like ceramic coatings they're very good for what they are, but it's an educational sort of treatment you have to give the client. It is, what it can do, and because there's videos online, you see people lighting them on fire and hitting them with baseball bats and stuff. That's all fake. That's not real for what a ceramic coating does.
Yeah.
But if you're educated as a client on what it's capable of and how to maintain it, it will well exceed the life expectancy of the coating. So when somebody says a 1, 3, 5, 7, 10-year coating, I have a 7-year coating that will self-heal. Like you could scratch it with a key and it'll fix itself. Those coatings will last a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I don't have to put this off the screen.
You'll have to bring me a bag of, lettuce.
Nick,
it's not a bag. It's a little bottle about this big that costs a couple $100.
Nick, is that what you were doing off screen that you didn't want us to get in trouble for?
Yeah, I just didn't know that. So on TikTok, you can't fucking do that, or they block your shit.
No.
Well, they probably.
Oh yeah, you get kicked off immediately.
If they knew we were doing it, they would probably kick us off. But
a long time ago. But like the
so
you
wait a minute,
a 2-bucket wash there, Nick, for the uninitiated. What is a 2-bucket wash?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's very simple. Basically, you would have 1 bucket with just fresh, clean water in it, and I suggest putting a grit guard in the bottom, which is just like think of it as a plastic mesh plate that sits at the bottom of the bucket. The dirt can fall through that, and so when you rinse off your mitt in that bucket, the dirt falls to the bottom, gets under the grit guard, and then that way when you stick your mitt back in that bucket, the dirt isn't floating in the water. It's sort of contained to the bottom of the bucket. And so that's what's known as your rinse bucket. And then your second bucket that you would have, like 5-gallon pails, 2 of them, you would have your pH balanced soap, or in the case of if you have a car that has ceramic on it, there's a special ceramic soap you would use.
Yes.
And you would dunk your mitt that you're washing your vehicle with in the rinse bucket, and then you would dunk it in the soap bucket, and then you would wash 1 panel, or basically halfway down. So from the top of, let's say your driver's door, you would go from the top of the roof line and the door where it connects, sort of when you close it, there's that seal. You'd wash from that point to about halfway down the door, and then you would rinse your bucket in the clean water, back into the soap bucket, and then you'd go 1 door back, or 1 panel back. In your case, you have a van, so you go to your sliding door. You'd wash from the roof to halfway down the door, and you do that all the way around the vehicle. And then once you're done going around the vehicle from the top to halfway down, then you grab a second mitt, that's your lower mitt, and you would do the same process, rinse, soap, but then you would wash from where you stopped with your upper mitt. You would go from that point down, because the bottom of your car is always dirtier than the top of your car, and you don't want to contaminate your clean upper mitt with the dirty part of your vehicle. And so that's where it's called a 2-bucket, 2-mitt method. So you would wash top to middle with your top mitt, middle to bottom with your second mitt, using a rinse bucket and a soap bucket. That's kind of
And that's the guy right there you're talking to.
You see, I just used to think I'll wash the van or the car, and then I met Nick, and it's like, holy smokes, it's a whole science how to clean a vehicle.
You know what? It is. And when you talk to people about keeping care of your vehicle after it's been coated, they're like, what the hell? This sounds so stupid. It's not. It's not complicated at all, because you're doing the same thing. You got your wash mitt, you're putting it in the pail, you're washing the car, you're hosing it down. It's just you're doing a little bit of a more precise, cleaner method, and it maintains the surface. Because I learned this myself. I used to pressure wash the car, right?
Yeah.
And then I got my mitt with my soap, and I would wash the whole car. Well, there was parts of the car that had a lot of spider marks in the paint. And it's funny because I washed the car exactly the same way. I would start at the same fender and go around the vehicle. So as I went around the vehicle, the other side the water would be dirtier because I didn't have a screen in my bucket. So I have a lot of grit now in the glove that I'm using, and I would be scratching my paint.
That's called sandpaper.
Yeah. And that's how you get the spider marks. So I learned a lot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, one of the craziest things that people can't wrap their head around, but if you buy a vehicle, whether you wax it, ceramic it, paint sealant, doesn't matter. But the best thing you can do for your vehicle throughout the winter is when there's like a snowstorm / ice, rain, or combination of both coming.
Yep.
The best thing you can do for your vehicle is do a very thorough wash right before, like, let's say you park it in your driveway, you don't have a garage.
Yep.
The best thing you can do is wash your car before the snowstorm comes. So in the morning, when you fire up your car with your remote starter or use your snow brush to wipe the snow off, all that snow hasn't landed and basically implanted sand and salt and grit and dirt from all the days you've been driving without snow that's on your vehicle. The snow lands on that bottom layer between your paint and that snow is just sand and rocks and dirt and salt. So as soon as you slide that off the car, you're sanding your clear coat. So as counterintuitive as it sounds, the best thing you could do is wash your car before a snowstorm or ice, both.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Very cool.
And if you have a ceramic coating on top of that, you don't even have to wash your car. You just go to a pressure washer place.
Yeah, and just give it a blast.
Just use the pressure washer, blast the stuff off, overlapping layers with the pressure washer so you don't get Mask of Zorro all over your car. And then,
that's right.
Yeah, and then when the snow melts off or you remote start it, all that snow is just going to slide off your car as soon as there's any amount of moisture between the ice and the panel, because ceramic coatings are extremely hydrophobic. You basically start your car with a remote starter. It's going to slide off, and all that's sliding off is ice water off of your clear coat instead of sand that's stuck in the ice or the snow.
Yeah. And you know what? You say that. That's what blew me away just the other day, because the Jeep was sitting out in the driveway and it started raining, right? We're going, oh, shit, because the guy said don't put any detergents or anything on this new coating for at least 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Just water. So I'm looking at it in the rain, and it's pouring down rain, and I'm looking at the Jeep and going, look at the water. The water was not staying on the car.
Yeah.
There was just balls, little tiny balls, like beads of water just running off the vehicle. It's like the water wasn't even sticking to it.
Yep. And
it just blew me away. I'm looking at it going, holy crap, this is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Hike, I think we got to wrap up. But Nick, it was nice that you joined up with us. And
cheers, Nick.
No problem.
Hope your business thrives. That's great to see, because it's been a while since we had you on, right? So.
Yeah, it's nonstop. And I've been talking with George about getting on more often. I like with the whole business and then wanting to learn how to do DJing and stuff like that. It's sort of stretched myself a little bit thin.
Well,
but you are still Downforce Detailing, correct?
That's me.
So if anybody wants the car done, look for Downforce Detailing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can anything from a basic wash to a 7-year ceramic coating that fixes itself.
I'm amazed by some of it. Should check out, anyone that's interested should check out your Facebook page. I mean, some of those rigs that you clean, like massive, big, huge rigs, unbelievable.
Yeah, the Kenworths. I got 2 more on Friday.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's quite the job to clean one of them.
Yeah, that's a big job.
Yeah,
lots of metal polish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, do your thank yous.
All right. Well, thanks first of all, Nick, for coming on the show. That's pretty awesome.
Good to see you, mate.
We'd like to see that more from our fans. Just say, hey.
That's how easy it is, right? That's how easy it is to come on.
A little message. I want to be on your freaking show right now. And look at that.
Link.
Nick's here. Look at that. Perfect. So if you want your car cleaned, Downforce Detailing, look them up. Go on. You got a Facebook presence, right, Nick?
Yeah, Facebook, Google, just Downforce Detailing.
Right, look him up. He'll look after your car and make it look like $1 million.
Valencia Road, Oshawa.
Right on. Wow, you got the address and everything.
Yeah, man, I used to do the adverts when I was on reality film. Used to run it like 3 times a show.
Nice. And thanks, George Ringo, for being here. You guys are freaking awesome. The show wouldn't work without you. And I want to thank our fans that were on the show tonight as well. Sandra, again, number 1. Kathy,
Sandra.
Susan, Olaf, Keisha, Richard, Nikki, and Kyle. Thanks, guys. And we're going to see you again right here next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. Have a great week, everybody.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.